Man, you know something? As I thinking and just walking, I think that if people were to just take a second and think about some of the stuff that they hear, like on a day-to-day basis, like on the media or whatever, and really listen to it, really digest it, to hear it for what it is, they wouldn't be so quick to believe it, whatever they were told. I think there's something in there. What is that? It's like something floating in there. It looks like it is, but then again it doesn't. I don't know. But yeah, man, I think that people just really need to do research for themselves, really just figure things out for themselves instead of depending on a secondhand source. And if any of you have ever went to high school, it's called a first-hand source and a secondhand source. Secondhand source is someone who tells you or reports it that wasn't really there. And now you have to be slick now, because media, they snip it in clips. They clip different parts out. So you can't just go to one source nowadays, because they can edit the video. And so they'll edit it to be biased. So you got to get it sides from both sides, see it from different angles, to get a really good idea, if you're not there, to really what's going on. If you're actually at the place, then it's easy to tell. You can just go there. Look at that boat, bro. Have you ever just seen a boat just sitting around? Like, I thought it was crazy. But if you were ever really just pay attention to that, if you weren't really there, then you got to realize, if you understand that all humans are biased no matter what they say, then you'll also realize that that's beautiful. That you can't believe everything they say. They might be telling you their truth, their version of the truth, but it's not the whole truth. It's their little snippet. They leave different parts out. Like, have you ever noticed the majority of people, when they have an altercation with somebody, they always tell you what other people did? They're like, oh, they did this, they did that. So you ask them, what you do? They're like, well, since they did this or that, I did this. Someone does that because they want to persuade you to side with them. Same thing that the media does. Same thing that social media, all that stuff does. The only difference is they control the vast majority of the information that the population consumes. So they can convince a greater number of people that something is true, even if it's not. And so what makes that so dangerous is a lot of people nowadays believe if something is popular, it is true, which that is false. True is true. The man who said that the earth revolves around the sun, people didn't like that. People didn't want to believe that. The popular belief was the sun revolved around the earth. So when he disagreed with them, you know what they did to him? They said, I think they put him on house arrest, or like made him stay in his house. He couldn't leave, and like he couldn't go into town and all this other stuff. And so people would do that to somebody, right? And they do it nowadays too. People just want to believe it because they're too lazy. They just want to consume everything at their leisure. you know, just sit there and let you feed them, you know, instead of them getting up and go and get it themselves. That's why we're in the predicament that we are in America right now, because too many people depend on others instead of depending on themselves. Now, of course, we live in a civilization, so we depend on each other to a certain degree. But why wouldn't you want to live with that so that people have the least amount of interference in your life and what you do in your life? You know what I mean? Because people are going to say and do whatever benefits them. You know what I'm saying? Whatever benefits their narrative, whatever benefits what they're doing. And like, I was just in nature. The thing that makes nature so special is because it's infinite. It's everywhere. You go anywhere and it's there. Nature, besides that bee, is good. You know, universally, that is accepted. But I'll catch y'all later, man.